Hello, brothers and sisters. South African government has recalled our ambassador from Israel, and South Africa has become the second country in Africa to recall our ambassador after Chad. The international relations minister Naledi Pandor, who on Monday hosted Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba, said the South African officials would be called from Tel Aviv to give the government a detailed brief about the situation in the region. And this is what Dr. Naledi Pandor said.
Why recall our embassy officials? This is normal practice when there's a situation which is causing a great deal of harm and concern to a country. You would get your officials to come back to the national setting in order to provide you with a full briefing so that you can make a determination as to whether there is any potential for you to be of assistance and whether the continued relationship is actually able to be sustained in all terms. So we need to have this engagement with our officials because we are, as you would be aware, extremely concerned.
Yes, Minister Pandor, she has bitter truth and straight talks. It has become more straight. And I remember it is Minister Naledi Pandor who represented South Africa and rejected Israel at African Union observer status, where South Africa threatened to withdraw her membership from African Union. What do you see this situation? Will Israel cut diplomatic relations with South Africa also, or it's the time now for the countries of Africa to stand for the truth, to speak without fear? Because you see recently when the American government suspended some African countries from AGOA, we didn't hear anything from African Union. We didn't hear anything from other African countries. So what if America, because America is a friend of Israel, what if America will reply by removing South Africa from AGOA? What do you think? So let us look this in economic eyes. We know that Africa, we don't have a single say when it comes to international issues, when it comes to international decisions. Africa, we are not one. We expected maybe this a step to be taken by African Union as a representative of Africa. So, but now you see each country has its own or her own decisions. Already these two countries has already recalled their ambassadors from Israel, and already maybe Israel termed these countries as their enemies because they are not in the sides of Israel. So you can see now how it is dividing, and Israel has relationship with other Western countries, friends. We see support from America, from France, from Germany, from UK and other countries in the Western world. So if these countries in the Western world come together and say those who are doing this against Israel is our enemy, I'm saying this because have a little examples of countries that went against the West and sanctioned, and currently all of us we know are very clear about Niger. Niger was removed from AGOA by United States of America. Niger was sanctioned by ECOWAS, and we know about Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe still is under sanctions when Zimbabwe, under the regime of Mugabe, decided to take back the land to the rightful owners from the settlers. We know what happened to Uganda. Currently, Uganda is under sanctions after passed a controversial law concerning same-sex, and already Uganda has removed it from AGOA. And you see, there are some African countries that have been affected by taking some decision. Sometimes it looks a light decisions to Africa, but it is a long decision to the powered country. So you see, and when it comes at that situations, we keep silence. And even we can speak, we don't have a power to bring changes on these situations. See how the people of Zimbabwe have been affected by the sanctions. Now Uganda is going to be affected through AGOA. Not only Uganda, Niger, Gabon, Burkina Faso, Mali. You see, these countries that have seen maybe according to them the right way, but it is long way to Western world. It is going to suffer because they cut aid, and we see France has cut aid to Burkina Faso, to Niger. European Union also has cut some aid to countries due to democracy, to Uganda due to LGBTQ law. So you can see how sometimes decisions that have been taken by Africans are going to affect the economy of these countries, and yet Africa, we don't have a single say. We cannot come together and say, despite this decision is not good for our friends, our fellow, but it's good for us. This decision is favorable to the side of Africans, but it is not favorable to those who seen us as inferior. So, but Africans, we don't have a single say, we are not united, so that is very easy for us to be punished. And that's why I'm saying this in the eyes of economy. How South Africa can be affected by their decisions. There are some African countries that are friends with Israel and continue to support Israel. It is well and good, but we want, when it comes to international issues, when it comes to issue of decision out of this continent, Africa to have a single decision, to have a single say, to allow African Union to be ours. You know, you can wonder, recently African Union has become a member of G20, and yet African Union has no power to force their member countries to follow the African Union decisions. For instance, look what is happening currently in AGOA, in this situation in the Middle East. There are some countries supporting one side of Palestine, and other countries supporting other side of Israel, and also African Union has their own side or their own views, you see, and yet African Union has got a permanent seat in G20. So you can see some contradiction. So we wish that when we have African Union as a permanent member in G20, can take all mandate to represent Africa in all situations. And that's why we are talking about the unity of this continent. When we are talking about the unity, we are not talking about the friendship among ourselves. Yes, this unity can come through a friendship, but we want a unity that when African Union can stand up, can represent all the continent. When the African Union can say we don't want this, all the member states must fall. But you see, there are some member states that can ignore, that can not pay fee to the membership of African Union. That's why you see sometimes African Union has been sponsored by the other partner of goodwill. So we are sponsored on our own issues. So that's why sometimes we are weak. So I have decided to speak in such a way, in that point of view, that sometimes we can take some decisions that is good, but it comes at an end to affect the people, and sometimes affecting our economy, our development. But if as Africa we are united as a single country, or as we went out there as a country, it will be better. When African Union take decisions, there's no need for other countries to take decisions. There's no need for other member states to take another decisions, because this is already discussed within member states. You see, that is what I'm just trying to explain. So I know you know more than me. Please share to us through comment section. Let us educate each other through comment section. Let us educate our brothers and sisters out there to know what can we do as Africans. Do we need to go out as a single countries, or we need to go out as a united Africa? Thank you.